lot is when we're traveling, you can actually just hop on and you can see who's live streaming nearby. When we went to San Diego in November, the first night I was there, I had this amazing room and I had a balcony with an amazing view, and I was just kind of blown away by it. So I started periscoping. Hey, look at my San Diego view, isn't this awesome? And I had a whole bunch of people that were engaged by that. I didn't know what I was doing at the time. That was November. Periscope had only been around not too terribly long. But just be who you are, and people will pick up on that genuineness. And that's what they like.
Perfect. So I'm going to skip down to another question so that we can open it up to some of our people here. But how is Periscope, would you say, helping you make money, or how do you see that it could help you make money in the future?
The magic question of social media, how does this turn into dollars? Sean, you mentioned Gary Vaynerchuk earlier. Gary Vaynerchuk is one of these social media guys, writes a bunch of books, at Gary V. Dude knows what he's talking about. He has a famous quote that says, well, what's the ROI of your mother?
Depends on how many people.
Exactly. When people ask him what's the ROI of social media, it's the same as with the telephone. It's the same as the fax machine. It's the same as the other communications tools that Grandpa and Grandma used to use. These are our generation's communications tools because this is where our audiences are. And this is where the people, they might not buy a house from y'all today, or they might not buy my book or subscribe to my blog today. But the more I'm there, the more I'm consistent, the more I'm professional and legitimate, the more apt they are to become an investing partner into my business operations.
Well said.
All right, and if I can kind of insert, because I agree with all of that, and I think it is engaging. One of the things that I used, we of course had our Realtor Ring Day, right, in December 4th. And if you guys remember, if anybody saw, I periscoped. And it was actually, I thought, absolutely adorable. It was a girl in my office, and it was her 2 sons and a friend from school, and they were singing Christmas carols, and there must have been 15 people who put money in the kettle while these little boys were singing. And then again, I shared that on Facebook. So, you know, that again is people seeing you doing good. It's showing everything that you're doing, and once again, engaging, and those things are just building. So that's my little insert, if that's okay.
To piggyback off what you said, like the speaker said, I've never tried or attempted to sell. It makes you a real person. It shows, I'm not a door opener. We have tons of different activities, showing the office, showing community service, Habitat for Humanity, build jobs, things like that. And people appreciate it.
Absolutely, and you just every so often, the 80-20 rule, I don't know if you talked about that, but 80% of what you're doing social media should be social and personal. 20% can be a reminder that you're in business. Well, yeah, I agree with that. However, when you're involved in the association, you can post meetings you're at and things like that, and it's not so much, hey, come buy a house for me.
Perfect. So let's go ahead as we wrap up about our last 10 minutes. Do I have anybody in the audience who has a question? I'll bring the mic out to you.
Okay, so with Periscope, can I link that to Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, where I can do one video and it pushes out to everything all at once?
It'll push out to Twitter.
And Facebook.
Yeah.
You can Periscope is owned by Twitter. If you have a Twitter account, you can connect and link your Twitter account and Periscope together, and then you can also take that and share on Facebook settings. Those are the only 2 platforms I'm aware of right now.
And I'm asking to kind of go on that. What I did, I shared it on Facebook after, so it wasn't live. So can you do it live, or do you just have to share it as something afterwards?
You can do both. And like I said, if you connect all social media accounts, it will push out the notifications. It will tweet out that you're doing a live stream on Periscope. The word of caution with the Facebook, though, is that if it's going to your personal account, that's going out to your virtual Christmas card list. So, that's broadcasting to San Antonio, to San Diego, to all the other towns that we've mentioned here. When you might, I don't know where you're from, but if you're from Puxico, doing real estate in Puxico, it might not be beneficial and it might turn off some of your personal friends. So be aware, always be aware of your professional content through your personal Facebook channel.
Is that in a settings part of Periscope to connect all of that, or is there a separate, like?
Yeah,
link
it's
app?
in the settings of Periscope, and then you can grab the link afterwards and post it to the other channels. For 24 hours, as long as the Periscope video is alive.
We have another question here.
You kind of just touched on my question a little bit, but it was in regards to the Facebook page and using your personal account versus setting up a separate page for your realtor business. Whether or not I should delete that page and just, use my personal as, because it is more family oriented, it is about things that I like and things that I'm involved in versus the business aspect of it. And I just wanted to kind of see what your thoughts were on that.
I will tell you, I have never gotten business from my business page. However, I get probably a message at least once every other week on my personal Facebook saying, hey, can you help me? So I have both, and I completely agree with what you're saying. I wouldn't delete your business page because it's professional. It is a place where you can talk real estate all the time because people are choosing to like your page and follow your page. So they're expecting the business aspect on your page. If you do a post on your business page, you're gonna get a lot more traction if you share it to your personal page. Don't share it immediately because people that like both, people that are your friends and then people that also follow your page, they're gonna see it twice right away. So if you wait a little while and then you go back later and share that from your business page, and if you've got people on a team or agents that work with you in your office, ask them to share it too. And the nice thing about a page versus your personal Facebook is you can actually tell how many people are seeing it, interacting with it, and what they're doing with it. As far as Periscope, the only thing Facebook's going to show is a link. So when you do connect the accounts, it's just going to post a link and say, hey, she's streaming live now. If you want to watch, click here. So it doesn't post the actual videos.
Michelle is exactly right. I have both, and I'm interactive on both. But in order to get people to watch, I have to share from my business page to my personal page. But I don't have a problem with that because then I can see the results and how many people are actually looking at my information.
This is the portion of the program where I get tarred and feathered and rode on a rail. Again, with the personal and the professional and keeping them separate, yes, I do strongly recommend you do that for one specific reason. The terms of service that you agreed to when you signed up with Facebook, section 4.4, remember that one? Remember that? It said that you will not use your personal page for professional purposes. And if anybody would complain about you doing so, Facebook will shut you down. Now, I have a number to Facebook. I don't think anybody else in this room, I would hazard a guess that nobody else in this room has a number to Facebook. I've seen it happen too many times to people who were using personal pages as business pages, and they lost everything. They lost their connections, they lost their photos, they lost their videos and such. If you have professional photos, if you have professional content, if you have these things that you're posting to your business page, your Facebook page, tag yourself in those posts, and it's the same as a share. It actually has greater organic reach as a tag versus a share, and you still get all the statistics and such there. So don't abuse that either, because the algorithm will punish you for that as well. So to make that maybe once or twice a week that you do that, but the algorithm will punish you for sharing your own content and excessive tagging of yourself in your own content.
Great.
So should we tag you?
All day long.
Awesome.
All right, I think we have time for one more question here.
Yeah, so just on the archiving, we were looking up Catch Me, and couldn't find that. What are the tools that you use to archive and record Periscope?
So there's a setting where when you're in Periscope, it asks if you want to save it to your phone or whatever you're using. And so what you can do then is you can load it to Google Photos or something to that effect.
It's catch, KATCH.me. Catch me is the, it's there. So that automatically, if you link that to your Periscope account, it will archive that, and then you'll be able to have an embeddable file that you can put into your website, etc. The other thing you can do is use just Google screencasting, and there's a bunch of different tools out there that you can record video from your screen, and then you can just play the video, the Periscope video again, and that's generally the one that we do, and then we take that and post it to YouTube.
Perfect. Thank you. So you guys know, I know we got a lot of great information, I think, here. Some of the things we probably were not able to write down. If you see the video back there, that was not a live stream video because of Wi-Fi, but that is a hard video that will be posted in the landing, I believe, in the January Business Conference landing community. So you'll be able to go back and kind of look through what we did again and kind of revisit some of those things. So thank you very much to Gus for joining us today. Thank you for our additional panelists, Andre and Michelle. I think they all provided some valuable information. Let's give them Gus has one thing, I think, before we start that.
Just two final words, Facebook Live, and I'll be here for a little bit after the show. If you have any questions, be glad to talk to you.
Great. Thank you guys again for attending. I hope you got something out of it. Have a wonderful rest of the conference.
Yeah, imagine that. I know, right? You shouldn't have to work. Yeah, I get it. I gotta get some stuff done. Yeah, I should have time for that.
Don't worry about it. We're talking about you.
Okay.
All right, well, it's nice to meet you, John. We're going to tour the Capitol
Hello, how are you, Fran? Good to see you. This is Bob Bucher, live on video. Gee, Merry Christmas.
I was just coming to get that.
Well, I knew it was there. I saw it a while ago. I made it, maybe